cards, so please check them out. Obscure Jackal is our tracker today. Let's see, we got Sanctuary Starts with a key, and we got Link's House with a heart container. Today it's just a regular open mode with the randomized swords, and that we need all the crystals to complete the siege by defeating Ganon. So it looks like Jax is going to set up let's see, what is it called now? Houlihan play, and let's see what Uncle has for us. 3 bombs. And that's 300 rupees in the chest at the Uncle. Nothing on Lumberjack, what I could see. There's a shield on the Lostwood's hideout, the Thieves' hideout. So let's see where our runners will go. So we will have Ravis going up into farm bombs through the south here in the grove to get some bombs going into Kakariko. So he got 2 bombs on his way. Let's see what the race game got. We got... Ooh, that's a Book of Modora on the race game today. That one could be very important. Okay, let's see. Blind's hideout. We got some chests here we can see from Tweak. He don't have a bomb yet, but he gets 3 bombs there. Piece of heart. 5 rupees, and we get the flippers. The flippers are nice. Get no fake flippering here. And also 10 arrows in Blind's hideout. Alright, we'll get a quick check here in the back of the tavern, and we'll get Kakariko well. Let's check as well. That's a big 20, and a big 20 in the tavern. And we have a hammer on the library. Big 20 in the back, the bombable wall. Ooh, a flute. 3 bombs, and 50 rupees. Early flute is always nice to have. Battle Wender got a heart container. Let's see what the Chicken Hut got for us. Single rupee. So what we have got from the from Kakariko, or the Kakariko area, is a book, flippers, and the flute, and a lot of rupees. So maybe this seed is going to tell us to go to Sora. It's time to release that goose here, the little bird, for Tweak. While our other runners is picking up the same items. So it's going to be interesting to see how this will pay out. But with that hammer on the library, it should be... Maybe it means that we will see the boot soon. Alright, Tweak is heading to straight to the dam. So let's see if we get some extra information down here. The sunken treasure here at the dam is only a big 20. Ooh, there's the moon pearl though. That's a good item to find. So Tweak is going to head to the Molden Cave. Not having any items, we will rely on that on those bombs we have. Okay, Molden Cave. 3 bombs. Big 20. Blue mail. 3 bombs. And even more bombs. So by the look of it, we don't have much items to use this seed so far, but this very early on, so we'll see. Maybe Ice Road Cave have anything for us? Another big 20 in the Ice Road Cave, so nothing there, but we can access desert and eastern area. Alright, we're getting the Sorab check here, or at least the waterfall fairy and the waterfall ledge. Ravis is up on the mountain, so now it's the divergence is gone. We got a bottle. I didn't really see the other item in there, but a bottle is nice. Ooh, Desert Ledge got boots. So we'll have an item with that, a weapon with that hammer. So let's see what the inside of the Spectacle Rock is going to give us. That's a piece of heart, and we'll see what the glove is above the pose. So Graveyard Ledge is having a glove. And Sora Ledge, I'm sorry. So thank you so much for correcting me. So we have 4 crystal dungeons inside Light World, which is nice. Let's see what Hobo gives us. Jax didn't have bombs enough to check out Ice Road Cave. I think that was maybe like Hylia Island had a hookshot maybe. And Sick Kid has 10 bombs for us. Ida... I don't know if what Ida picked up in the Sarashala's closet though. Don't think he might have picked up anything that was important. By the looks of it, but let's see what we're going to get. We got 100 rupees as well in the Waterfall Ferry. We have a lot of rupees, so Jax3 is going to get his boots and check out Sora item because Tweak couldn't check it out earlier. This seed is giving us a lot of rupees, so we're not going to run out of rupees at least. So let's see, what will you do, Tweak? Because you have the boots, you can pick up a hammer, or I think he's going for it. I saw some arrows on Hiley Island. Thank you so much, chat, for helping me out, being the co-commentators. Sora had something that I don't know what it was. The divergency here is strong, guys. There's the boots. Oh man, we got scammed by Sora. Gave us a little love lesson there. Alright, Rave is going to give us a desert check. There's a glove we need, so going into... We will have Dark Relaxes, since we will have the hammer on the library, and we already have the boots. No fire source though, so we cannot clear out Desert Palace yet. I don't think that's the first thing in our runners' minds right now. So we do know where all of our gloves is. So we have one glove on Desert Ledge and we'll have one on the Graveyard Ledge. But there's a Cane of Samaria inside of Desert Palace. With a small key on the ledge, there shouldn't be any issues because a unique item requires the boots. I think it said, and that's the hammer, so thank you, game. I don't know if Tweak checked out. I don't think Tweak checked out the library though, so because he used his flute down to the dam. But Ravis gets his glove, and Jax is going to be the first runner with actually a weapon. It's going to be, well, you can use Cane of Samaria as a weapon, but without any magic, this is a better weapon of a choice for Jax. But we're getting some bomb strats here in the castle, and we get another bottle. So we have 2 bottles this time around. Gina's Cave, only 10 rupees. Tweak is doing a solid job right now with the bomb strats, and we're going to get a back of the escape check now from Ravis, since he picked up those gloves on the desert ledge. There's the map. 20 rupees. 20 rupees. Heart container. Oh god. Well, at least it's a good way to get bombs, because that Moldorm cave, if you're running out of bombs, you have the whole area in Moldorm cave to get your weapons. And Jex is on the right track to get his glove and Dark World access. And a blue rupee in the Cella's chest, so Castle not really paying out unless, well, yeah, we can't even, it's a small key in the Dark Cross, so Escape, not that friendly today. And Edda is going to sequence break here inside of Death Mountain to pick up the old man. Oh, if we have the key in the escape, then there's another item because we had the map. We saw the map on the way to Cella's chest. Jack is going to pick up his Cane of Sumari now. Edda is making good use of that hammer inside of the mountain, trying to free the old man from the dark. Jax with the boots can clear out most of Desert Palace. There's the map in Desert Palace. And also the key. I think Tweak never checked the library, that or he might have... Yeah, I don't think Tweak checked out library since he doesn't have the book either, so... There's a compass as well in Desert Palace, so an item on the boss. Let's see, we'll get a Eastern Palace check from Tweak, while Jax is the first runner with Dark World access. So we're going to get some new checks here early on. We're going to getting 20 rupees in Eastern Palace. Let's see, we're going to get a Bankrock check as well. And that's 50 rupees in the Bankrock, so... Nothing really useful in there, but... We're running low on rupees. We're not doing that now. We do have the pod money. Ravis saw his boots upstairs on the Sora ledge. Edda is going to sequence break in here in the Dark Cross. See what the last item is. And that was a joke hint, so nothing useful on that hint tile. There's our first sort of seed inside Eastern Palace. Ooh, pedestal check, guys. Just a piece of love. So, yeah, pedestal is dead. Don't think we will come back to watch that one again. The other runners will do it most likely, but unfortunately the pedestal hype is not existing today. Alright, so we got Pendant Misery Mire, Pendant Turtle Rock, and Pendant Pod. Red Crystal are the Skull Woods and Ice Palace. So hopefully, well, since Turtle Rock is a pendant dungeon, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if it got something required for us today. It tends to be like that when Turtle Rock is a pendant dungeon. Okay, so Jack's inside Skull Woods, and we have Raven's going to check out Hype Cave. So let's see if there's some hype in here. Highly doubt it, since Hype Cave is Hype Cave. ₹300, 10 arrows, hard container, and a third bottle. I think that's our third bottle. So that's a solid 0 out of 10, I would say. Alright, so Rave is going to give us some cool checks here. Catfish and Pyramid Ledge. Don't think Edda found anything inside of the Dark Cross. There's just a piece of love on the Pyramid Ledge, so nothing we will check out. Oh, we know what it is now, but at least that. And Tweak is getting his hammer. Big chest of Skull Woods with a small key. Alright, Catfish, what do you got for us? What do you got in your little store here in your little pond? ₹20, that's... Thank you, you're very generous. Thank you so much, Catfish. Okay, so Skullwood so far have nothing for us. So as it looks like right now, I think both items in Skullwoods is on the back side, so it would be that chest and also on Mothula, so that's very, very fun. An old man just having a piece of love. C-shaped tiles having $20. The brewery here in the village of outcasts, not generous either. Well, it gives us money, but nothing really that can help us clear out any dungeons. But we can do hammer strats in Thieves Town. That's always something to be happy with. Oh yeah, I forgot about Cane of Samaria. We can use Cane of Samaria as well inside of... Ooh, but that is one good-looking item in Thieves Town. That's a hookshot. That is one fantastic find inside of Thieves Town that opens up a lot of locations, and that's also Swagnet, guys. And with that Swagnet in store, we can actually clear out Aghanim if we want. Well, Aga 2 when we reach that point. Most important item, the Swagnet. But Thieves Town is giving us 3 out of 4 items already, so pretty nice Thieves Town. And Tweak is also set to go for our lovely Dark Roll. He's the only one with a sword, so he have a little bit of a easier way to go in here. And this hallway Jex is going through right now, it's not a fun hallway to go through when you're not having that much of health. Let's see. A unique item requires... Wait a second. A unique item requires what? Oh, okay, the boots. Nice. I got a little bit worried there for a second. I have to admit, I was like, was that about pendants? And I was like, most likely not. Big 20 on Stumpy though. Bumper Ledge, thank you very much. Nothing important on Bumper Ledge. Getting our first check in the digging game. All those digs for 3 bumps. This game really doesn't like this. Our runners right now. I mean, that hookshot, well, the hookshot is nice because that opens up so many possibilities, but otherwise, not much items so far. Edda got his final stuff he needs for Dark Roll access. So there is a map and another item in here in Thieves Town. So let's see what the big chests have. This is a nice feeling though. Going into Thieves Town and you already have the hammer, nothing to be worried about. You can full clear it, and that's the blue cane. Makes this fight even easier in that way that you will not have to worry about, you know, getting damaged by blind. Well, thank you, blind. I think we appreciate that about that one. Good Chris Moria strats here from Jex. Going to go for that kind of burn, and Jax draws first blood, gets his first crystal, and gets the map. But important enough, the seed is opening up a little bit more than earlier with that hook shot. You can check out Paradox Cave, Spyware Cave, Tower of Hera. Good job going through Thieves Town with that little amount of health that you got from the light world. That is true. We do have Spike Cave open for us as well. So there's a lot of checks opening up there on the Death Mountain. You can also check out, what is it called now? Ether Tablet, even though we don't have any swords, but we have the book. Ravens needs to be a little bit careful here, but since he has a lot of bottles, I'm pretty sure he has some form of potion here so he can refill. So Jax is pretty much up to Sora money. Again, very generous seed so far with when it comes down to the rupee. Alright, so Ravis is not going to go for that King of Samara strats on blind, he's going for the full hammer. Very nice hammer fight with blind from Ravis. Gets his first crystal of the race. Second runner on the restream having a crystal. Time to Jax to get his fine prize from Catfish. Catfish being a grumpy fish gave us just a big 20, so let's see where Jax goes next. Like, I'm going to assume it's going to be Death Mountain later on. Or maybe the Bag of Escape. So Edda is also inside of Thieves Town, so we're not that far behind between our runners. Edda with checking a lot of Dark World, not Dark World, checking a lot of Dark Rooms out of logic, sequence breaking a lot. Here we go, Jack's going to go and grab his old man, and Rave is going to do the same thing. At least you have the hook shot you can guide you through when you do this check with getting the old man. You can guide yourself through the mountain. Twig opting to go with a little bit of a red potion here. And takes down Blind, and is the third runner with the crystal. Looks like Ray's never picked up the old man. Interesting. There's that nice hint about the second glove that we need a mirror for that one. But at least a nice feeling to know that you don't need to search. You know at least where it is, so that's a place you will not forget throughout the race. Alright, so here's a lot of new checks. So since this seed has been pretty straightforward, it's going to be something up here. If it's in Paradox Cave or it's Spiral Cave, but there's also Turf. But that's the mirror you need for that second glove. So that's pretty hype already, Paradox Cave, the lower parts. You definitely want those because they are required this seed, since you need to, you know, Dark World. 20 rupees, 20 rupees. Bombus medallion. There's a silver arrows as well, and a fire shield. Well, Ice Palace is open for us, since we have Bombos, and, well, we need a sword for that. But we do know where there is a sword, so Jack's heading out, not checking Spiral Cave or Hera. He wants those meat. Oh, he's going to go and grab his. Okay, so I think I understand Jax. He's going to go and grab his Titan Smiths and then go and full clear Super Bunny Cave and all that at the same time. Same thing with Ravis, but we don't tweak our first run in Tower of Hera. Edda unfortunately taking a death, but this dungeon is quite evil. Some cash is near your uncle. Well, thank you, game. We already picked them up. Very helpful hint. Not really, but you know that's the way of those hints sometimes. Edda needs to be a little bit careful here, so Edda is not going out of magic. It should be okay this time around. Hopefully. I don't want to have pull up commentator's curse on Edda, but there we go. First crystal for Edda. And Ravis picks up his Time Smiths, and that's also what Jeffrey's doing now. There's a quake. Left side swamp is dead as well. That's actually one of the better hints in this game. And was that quake required for Mr. Meyer? Fun rupees and 3 bombs, so here's for checkerboard cave. But Tweak is going to be our first runner with 2 crystals here anytime soon. We use that hammer on Moldorm, and Moldorm is very nice, and is not giving our runners any problems today. 3 bombs. Eh. Ooh, that's Ravis finding that powder. Very nice. Five rupees and 10 arrows inside of Super Bunny Cave, so that's nothing really important. Well, at least we know the medallion for Turtle Rock, and that's Bumbo's medallion. Piece of heart in Hookshot Cave. Ooh, that was a fire rod. At least one of the rods. That's actually an item you need. Because we do need to clear out Skull Woods. And that's the fire sword for Desert Palace as well. Ooh, red mail from the Smiths. So that's pretty nice. Pretty nice with having red mail. Didn't really get to catch what Ether Tablet had, but I guess it was not important. But there's our last bottle. For 4 bottles for Ravis. Looks like Edda is going to be our first runner into pod. This is something really interesting to play. ₹20 in lunchbox. Yeah, nah. At least you get rupees. That's something nice, I guess. Oh, right. Let's see. Is pod locked by the bow? That's an important question we need to see right now. Oh, there's a big key, so it is locked. But since our runners do have a lot of bottles, I don't know how it looks on Edda, because I know that Edda used, I think Edda used a potion earlier. And Mr. Mime was Ether, so we need to find Ether if we want to go in there, but that's a pendant dungeon, so hopefully we don't need to go in there. Oh, some money is in the big chest of Swamp Palace, so left side of Swamp Palace is dead, confirmed. Big chest is also dead. Oh, Ether is in left side of Swamp. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, geez. Thank you, game. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if we need to do left side Swamp now. So the bottle glitch, which I don't really know how to explain because I've never been able to pull it off myself. Whew. Okay, let's see if we will get some small keys here. I'm pretty sure about it. But Jax gets his second crystal, and Tweak is heading into Swamp Palace. And a Soren pod, so we know at least we're going to have, well, depending on who's going into pod, we'll have at least Master Sword. I think Skullwoods might be interesting to check out, since the 2 items in Skullwoods is actually in the backside. Ooh, Ravis is going for Swamp Palace play. Unique items in plain sight. Thank you, game. Here it goes. We're getting Ice Palace checked, Swamp Palace checked, we're getting Spike Cave checked, and Pod. Woo! Spike Cave was the bust. Interesting to see if Tweak is going to skip out on the left side of Swamp or he goes for it. Looks like he's going for it. Jax is doing the Desert Palace play. Interesting to see what Lamos got for us, because there's an item there. We don't know what it could be. Looks like Ella didn't find anything more than a sword in a pod, so he's out of there. I think it's 4 or 5 items in pod, I'm not too sure, but Tweak picks up his Ether Medallion. And it looks like Ice Palace doesn't really have anything for us right now. We're going to see some hammer strats here, Lamolas. Needs to be careful though, but I think he should be taking care of this quite easy though. A little bit low on health. Got all the safeties in the world. But that's a 5-6 crystal in Ice Palace, so this is going to be very nice to have out of the way. But half magic in Ice Palace is always nice to have. Going into Cold Stare. Ooh, bounce rats. Ooh, that's a nice kill from Jackson. Lamos gets his third crystal. Gets a heart container, so nothing major inside of Desert Palace. More than that, Cane of Smart though. Well, Looks like Swamp Palace and both Swamp and Ice Palace doesn't have a lot of items to give us. Pod, a sword, but nothing more. Tower of Fair didn't give us more than hints. Interesting to see where our runners goes next, because I mean there's the two dungeon and the items, two items inside of Skullwoods. We haven't seen it yet. Right, Menu Simulator 2019 on Argus. Good fight so far from Ravis. Good fight from Tweak on Argus. Nice hammers, strats. And there we go. Ravis gets his second crystal and gets the map from Cold Stare. Okay, so looking from its right, okay, there's a one item inside of Skullwoods that's a piece of heart. So looking from the items we have, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Turok got one of our items. So unless Mothula have an item here, I think Turok might have progression for us today. Then it comes down to which pen dungeon that will pay out, if it's Mr. or Turok. Hard to say which one, because Pod didn't have any items. Oh yeah, right. Jex cannot clear out Mothula, he has no sword. He can't cut the curtain. Yikes, this seed right now. And Trolldorm being Trolldorm is not treating Edda nice. So what we are technically just looking for is a bow and two swords. A minimum of two swords, and then we're in go mode for this seed. That is all we need right now. Bow and two swords. We do know where two swords is, one in Eastern Battles, one in Palace of Darkness. Other than that, that bow could be anywhere. And, unfortunately, I've seen so many times that that bow has been on Laser Bridge. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. And Rave's having a little easier fight with Lamolo since he has the half magic. Gets his third crystal. All runners so far on 3. Edda is a little bit behind on the crystal side, but has checked so many overworld locations that the other runners haven't checked yet. So we'll see where Edda goes next. But Edda do have 2 crystals. I'm pretty sure he got his revenge on Trolldorm. Alright, so the divergence is continuing. Edda heading into Skullwoods, I think. No, I think he might go to Graveyard Ledge right now. But other than that, don't know really. We do have Rave's Swamp, Ice Palace, Tweak, and Jack's also heading to Argus now. So it's gonna be interesting to see where that progression is that we need. I mean, I would say maybe Laser Ridge, at least Turrock for Bow maybe. But at the same time, we do have left side with the Ether Medallion that could be B and Meyer by now. We don't know. Looks like Edda might go for the play of Swamp Palace as well. Did pick up their Titans. Right. Argus fight is going on Jax. It is opening up Swamp. Rave is going for left side. So we might see, instead of going to Turrock, we might see the play of Misery Mire. Nice hammer strats right now on Argus. Plus the hitbox on that hammer is a little bit weird. It is quite an interesting thing to do. But there we go. Argus down, 4th crystal for Jax. But Jax goes back, so he will... Is he going to check the big chest, or is he not comfortable enough and wants that ether medallion? That's the biggest question right now. Because I think he picked up the big... maybe not. He hasn't been in pod. There's the, in pod, the hint about the big chest is inside there, so... One sword is in logic, the other sword is not in logic, what I know of. I think the other sword is on the bow-locked side. Which Edda made the bottle glitch. Pretty sure it's one sword out of logic right now. And Jack's actually going with that ether medallion, so he's not feeling comfortable right now. Bow on the bomber's health, that would be interesting to see. So the main question is where will Tweak go? Full cleared Ice Palace, full cleared Swamp, has been in Hera and Thieves Town. Might go to... Oh yeah, he doesn't have the Fire Rod yet. He cannot clear out Skullwoods or Desert Palace yet. Tweak find his sword in Eastern Palace Big Chest. Nice fight from Ravis on Argus, gets his 4th crystal as well. Ooh, but that... Yeah. Cold Stare... It takes a lot. Deals a lot of damage. And Tweak don't want to go back in. And I cannot blame Tweak right now. Cold Stare is never fun to fight. There's like... If you only have a fire sword and hammer and you're not feeling comfortable with that one. Fire Rod in Hookshot Cave. Yeah. But Tweak! Where is Tweak going now? I thought he was... Maybe I forgot about the Hookshot Cave. Looks like Tweak is going for Skull Woods though. So for Ravis and Jex right now, that's an hour and 10 minutes right now without any swords right now. We got Edda and Tweak on fire swords only. The main question is, where are the other swords? Turrock? Oh, wait. Yeah, I mean, if you find one sword, at least you can open it up, but... The only one that could... Well, talk about items we haven't found, that's the cape. But since Bumper Ledge is dead, and Spike Cave, since we have had the Blue Cane in like forever now, I could have checked out Spike Cave long before, and we have done it. We have done it. That's just 3 blueberries, so meh. Alright, so Ravis, Tower Pharaoh. Makes sense. The sad part with this dungeon is there is no item. And he's going to see that left side swamp hint. So, will he be happy with it? Hard to tell, but yeah, this is right now a fun scene to watch, since you don't really know where to go because we only have one sword in logic. That's the Eastern Palace big chest. Alright, Tweak. Heading over to the east side of Deathmon, going to go to Hookshot Cave, so he's going to be the first runner to be able to open up Turok if he wants to, and get that fire rod in Hookshot Cave. Since Tweak has the advantage of having, I mean, Edda has the same opportunity, I would say, to be able to maybe find a bow. That would be huge, since they do have swords both, but I do believe one of the Jex and Ravis is going to go to Pod or Eastern soon, because there's not much stuff they can do right now, that's for sure. Ravis getting his 5th crystal, and at the same time we got Jex getting his 5th crystal. The interesting part is, let's see, which one is the 5-6 crystal? Okay, it's called Woods. Yes, we cannot check that one. And there's just some couch cash on the Bombos tablet. So no sword there, and no Bombos. But Jex made that fight with Coles there looks so easy. So, Tweak, are you going to open up Turok? Looks like you're going to. Is he going in there more than to just check it out? Or, I don't know, you do have a fire rod. This does make sense because we have seen the bow in here before. Unless you get rejubated and, you know, clear it out and you don't find a bow. Maybe the bow is in Mr. Meyer, but maybe, just maybe, since we don't have that many locations to go right now, there might be a sword in here. For Jax, this is a good location, and Rave is going to pick up his first sword as well. I mean, it could have been that Sora, and I'm not 100% sure about it, but it sounds like it. But Bottle then had one. Oh boy, you gotta love this. Almost 1 hour and 20 minutes for Ravis and Jax. No swords still, but there. Yeah. Oh, Ravis heading out. Doesn't want to do bottle glitch. Maybe. Oh, and he's fluting away from his sword in Eastern Palace. No, go back, Ravis. No. Oh man. Okay, Jax, are you going to go to that side? And those chain jumps making Tweak's life miserable right now. Jesus. Can you please? Okay, there's a big key. Oh no, Jax. Okay, Jax is heading into Eastern Pass. He's going to get his first sword. Whew. Whew. This seed is making me like, oh my god. One sword is at least helpful. He can open up Meyer, he can open up Turok, he can go back and fight Mothula. So this is opening up a lot of places right now with that sword. Ravis, why are you checking pedestal? For a sword, maybe? Because the bow cannot be on the pedestal, because, you know, you need a bow for pod. This seed is just a huge mess right now. Okay, so in a few seconds here, Jax is getting his first sword. Rave is heading into Eastern Palace, getting his first sword as well. Oh boy. One hour, 19 minutes, 46 seconds. Jax gets his first sword. Whew. Mimicry. Let's see. I'm doing this check, by the way, without any... This is kind of hard, just saying. Okay, Tweak takes down the last Mimic. Piece of heart. So, bow. There's two possible locations: Laser Ridge, or maybe one of these chests here. The next one, the roller room, and so on. Or okay, big chest. Okay, Tweak is in go mode. At 1 hour 21 minutes. Tweak, well, technically go mode, but you still need a sword. So not really go mode, because you cannot finish a sea without another sword. But and the lamp, sort of. True. That is actually true. But since we don't really need the lamp so far, I highly doubt we will see it either. And we're talking about the lamp. Both lamp and bow in Turtle Rock. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh. Interesting enough that Tweak didn't go and check out Laser Bridge for another sword. What can you say about this seed? What can you say about it? Rave is going to give us that Mothula check, right? At least. Oh my god. What is this? What is this seed, guys? Alright, Mothula, do you have a sword on you? Or maybe an ice rod? Or maybe a shovel? Or a mushroom, because we haven't seen those. Even better, 10 arrows. Jeez. Well, for Ravis, that is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crystal. I will need one more, but we know where that bow is, so the main question is, will Ravis go for it now? Is it the Turok way? Oh, he's going to go for the Pyramid Fairy, because we just opened up Pyramid Fairy. I forgot about that, because Skullwoods was actually one of our 5, 6 crystals that we couldn't access because of the whole situation with the swords, or the lack of swords, I should say. Okay, so there's no sword on the Armor's Knights, it's a piece of heart. Ella has not gone to Hookshot Cave. That is correct. Alright, Pyramid Fairy. What do you have that we might need? A sword would be nice. A piece of art. And a heart container. Oh boy. I'm starting to believe that Laser Bridge has at least one sword. Or maybe Mr. Meyer. Or probably in GT. Oh, do I think Ravis is Ravis doing what I think he's doing and going into Meyer? Bold move. So he's going to choose going into Meyer over Turok. A nice fight by Jeffrey on the Moth. That's his 6th crystal as well. Nice work of that Cane of Samaria from Ravis. I gotta say, this Whisper of Broom is not easy to take care of. You need to be careful, Edda. Oh boy. Take it easy. No. Wait, okay, so Edda got another bottle, so he should be able to take care of this fight. Jax with that big bomb, Tweak clearing out his 6th crystal dungeon, and he only has one dungeon left. And that's Ice Palace. That he had already cleared out. Took an unfortunate death on Cold Sear. Edda taking down his 4th crystal dungeon, and Tweak got his 6th crystal. Let's see where Jeffrey goes now. Yeah, it looks like Edda's going for a hookshot cave check now. He doesn't have that many places to go right now. He can't. Yeah, he cannot clear out. He can't clear out Desert Palace, so this makes very much sense. Rave is finding a shovel. Oh boy. I mean, if this is a sword here, Ravis can clear out Seed. Yeah. Thank you, game. Debated indeed. I mean, if you're lack of bombs, that is good. But Ravis going to do the correct play here, going for a Turok play. I understand the feeling Ravis just put out a showcase for us. A big shout out to our runners, Ravis, Tweak, Eda, and Jax. Also shout out to my amazing trackers, Mr. Scruff, Ninja Tuna, and Obscure Jackal. Doing fantastic work with a seed like this. It's a shout out to both of them and to our fantastic runners that putting off a good show with a seed like this. Oh boy. Alright, so Eda and Ravis going in here. They're both inside of Turok. They're going to be in go mode. Technically. They just need that sword. Eda, on the other hand, is in a good position. They will get their lamp and their sword. Their bow. There's a sword in the big chest of Eastern Palace that Eda didn't pick up. And looks like we're going to play a little game here because I think Tweak is going up to Ganon's tower because that is his 7th crystal. So I'm going to open up the game here. We'll open up the game. We don't have a bot here for the race, but it's time to open up the GT big key race. So put a number between 1 and 22. That's the amount of chests we have in Ganon's tower, and you'll win a shout out for me. Even though Tweak is not heading up there quite yet because he still has some checks left, we're still going to do it like this because you never know when he heads up to before he heads up there. I think he's going to check out 2 locations right now. And it's going to be, yeah, I think he's going to do the big bomb and then maybe go up, take a gamble on GT. I'm going to be nice. They're going to have the big key on the bomb, on the torch. 100% sure about it. So Jax is doing the same thing that Ravitz did before. He's going to get his shovel in here and then go and check out, and then he will probably head up to Turok. And Ravis gets his bow, so go mode, I would say. Even though he doesn't have a sword, I would say that's go mode because that's the last item you need to clear out the final dungeon. But you still need a sword. When it looks like, where's Tweak going? Is Tweak going for GT now? Yeah, he's going for GT. Or maybe not. Tweak is going for the old man first. So, I guess the first one that goes up to GT will be the first one we count from. Piece of heart from the old man for Tweak. Are you going for GT now? I think he is. Yeah, this is the GT play now. Alright guys, let's see. If you haven't put in your guess between 1 and 22, you better do it now. When they enter GT, the game is over. Well, you can't guess at least. That's what I'm trying to, you know. There's a lot of stuff going on in my mind right now. It's pretty hard to keep track on this 40 guys that's all over the map. I gotta say, this is one of the most craziest seeds I've been doing commentary for. Still just fighter sword, it's pretty amazing. And that's the last crystal for Ravis. I think he's going to do the same play. And that is correct. Edda will be the first one that's in a real go mode, because they have what will be the sword they need to clear out the seed. Hopefully there's a sword in here in GT. Let's count the item. Let's count the chests. That's number 1. And there's number 2. Let's see. Do you go? Okay. Okay, at 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 16 seconds. Edda is in go mode. In real go mode, I have to point out. Okay, so that's 3 with the torch. So we're number 3 at least. 4, unique item. Number 5 for the big key. Number 6 for the mushroom. And number 7 for the last boomerang. Oh my god. Did somebody guess number 5? That's the main question right now. I can't see number 5. But I saw number 6, a seductive spatula. You win my respect. Okay, so number 5 had a big key, so let's see. We're not okay, so Tweak didn't check the firebar room. So, guys, if there's no key, if there is no, oh, okay, there's Master Sword. Tweak is in go mode at 1 hour 4 minutes and some seconds. So Tweak is in go mode. Can finish the seed. Wants to check some extra chests. Ravis will be in go mode soon, hopefully, unless he mirrors out. I don't think he will do it. So we know that Edda, if Edda wants to check more chests inside of GT, Edda will finish on Temper Sword. Twig is heading up. Ravis is a little bit behind. Oh boy. Gets a little bit stuck here. So what will be coming down here between Tweak and Ravis? It's going to be execution with that Master Sword. There we go, Ravis is in go mode. Some issues for our both runners with that room. I didn't even notice that, but Tweak got the right shield. And it gets his 6th crystal, so only got Skull Woods left. Right now, Tweak and Ravis is in the same room. And there we go, Ravis takes the lead. Needs to be careful. Doesn't get one cycle nonetheless. Back in the same room together. Ravis needs to... Okay, Ravis still got a blue potion as well, so I don't think there's no issues going up here at all. So for Ravis going into the Ganon fight, just unless he picks up another arrow, can only miss one shot. Needs to be careful here. Okay, he's going for That blue potion now. Whew. Jax is in go mode. Technically, he's in go mode because we know where there is a sword, and he's going for that laser bridge. Let's see what laser bridge got for us. Edda is going into GT as well now. And as you can see right now, between Ravis and Tweak, it's not a huge lead for Ravis right now. It is going to go down to execution. Ooh, and Tweaks takes a fall, and that could be what Ravis needs to take the victory. And no swords on laser bridge, so the runner's dipping out. Oh, and Tweak unfortunately having a rough time with Trolldorn. Alright. Silver, Master Sword, and Silver against Ganon. Have a pretty good lead over Tweak now. Alright, spin it to win it. Got a good placement there with Ganon. Or maybe not, actually. Tweak taking it a little bit easier with... a bit more careful with Trolldorn. Gets Trolldorn down. Good position here to get some spin slashes on good old Ganon. I think Ravis should have one more potion at least, but for Ravis, it's looking good right now. Wait, what? Where did we find Ice Rod? Oh man, Compass Room. Boy. That's one silver arrow. Two silver arrows. Oh. Oh, okay, he has one. Oof. Tweak is going into his cannon fight. And get your GGs, guys, for Ravis, our first runner on the restream to finish off Ganon. Ravis finishing off on the restream. First runner on the restream to finish. An official SRL time of 1 hour 50 minutes 16 seconds. That's an overall finish of 10th place. The overall winner of the race is Frostbite 3030. 1 hour 33 minutes and 41 seconds. And we are joined by Ravis. GG's.
GG.
Okay, so Ravis, I need to ask you one thing. What did you think about this seed?
Well, so I had to make a decision early on. Eastern Palace or Zoa area. I was celebrating when I saw the boots and had Darkwood access. I couldn't think about that was the biggest mistake in the game. Because no sword, no turtle rock, no bow, no progression anywhere. That doesn't feel good. Well,
Yeah.
There's basically nothing more to say. Like Ice Palace was empty, Swamp was empty, everything was empty. I even get Mile just to be like the galaxy brain to get the bows there, not going up Turtle Rock. Not at all. I was like, yeah, give me the bow on Vitreous. Like, let us do Fighter Sword Vitreous. Come on, that's cool. But no.
So, what do you feel when you play one of these seeds and you run out of, like, you don't have a sword for 1 hour and I think it was like 15 minutes? What was going through your mind?
Yeah. So I went to the pod, saw the big key, was like, all right, if a sword is in here, well, that's unfortunate, but I'm not gonna go in there. So let's just go. If this seed is so trolly to leave us the only sword before Morphula in the chest, but no, it was not the kind of seed. So I went back to Eastern and knew, okay, there's a problem. There might be just like the lamp or something, which leads us to the chest in Escape. And I saw the sword and was like, okay, it was actually the sword. Okay, fair. At least not the bow, because the bow would have said like go to pod or finish the dungeon and go to pod. That's would have been pretty bad. Yeah. After I think what was my I think after Hera I was like opening my browser, looking at the daily, and I was confirming if it was open or was open swordless. No, just kidding. But yeah, it was an interesting seed, nonetheless. But just empty everywhere. Just I mean, the mid stand was pretty decent up Death Mountain. Other than that, there was like, I don't know. Just go mod every dungeon you need to do, but just go to Turtle Rock and get your bow. That's all.
I don't want to interrupt here, but we got our second runner on the restream to finish off. Tweak has finished off with an official SRL time with 1 hour 53 minutes 42 seconds. That's an overall finish place with 13 plays, and a new PB as well with 11 seconds. GG's Tweak.
GG's Tweak.
So Ravis, I need to actually, there was one thing you could have done in pod that could have led you to another sword. Actually, there was a sword on the that side where the what is it called, bow locked area.
Bow locked side.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you have
but I didn't want to go
continue,
like,
you would have got another sword, but
like in the end, I assumed there was a chance to have that way, but I was like, okay, let's see. Full clear ice, nothing. Full clear swamp, nothing. Full clear everywhere, nothing. Basically, it's like, okay, my decision making seems to be so bad recently. Like, I won the daily a couple of days ago, and since then I'm on a last location train. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna sequence break now for, I don't know, 83 rupees or whatever I can get here in pod. No, I'm gonna go stay with the logic. I'm just gonna look where is my next progression and get what you take what you get, and then everything's cool. I mean, yeah, potion glitch could have worked out, but I assume there was at least 2 swords in GT. It could have been even all 3. I mean, it could have been all the other swords in pod as well, but well, it's rando. Rando got a rando, and sometimes you're getting randoed, and sometimes not.
That is correct. Actually, it was really close between you and Tweak inside of GT. Tweak had a little lead, and you were in the same room. It came down to the execution of the gauntlet, and then you took the lead and you kept it. So it was really close between you two going into GT.
I see. Yeah, I think Tweak is still rather new, if I'm correct, but I'm not certain. And he's doing a pretty good job thus far. So looking forward to see more of him.
Any other thoughts about this wonderful seed of a race?
So I guess I'm gonna play the other daily in a couple of hours, and I want to have Butter Sword after the escape, please, because it's gonna be standard, and I hope like give us Butter Sword even before Dark World Access, just so I can feel good one time at least, I guess.
I mean,
Also,
yes, you
thanks
could feel.
for your commentating and all the restream stuff and tracking, of course. And I hope chat had a little fun with this interesting seed. Yeah, see you in another daily, I guess.
Well, Ravis, thank you so much for putting yourself on the restream and doing one heck of a job. So, GG's, Ravis. Alright, we got Edda on the Ganon fight. Jax actually finding 2 swords in GT. So Jax will be our only runner to finish off on Tempered Sword. Right, so let's see with Edda having a cape out for safety precautions. That cape they found in Cave 45, I think it was. It's paying out good here. Last phase for Edda. Jax is starting his climb. 1 silver arrow in the Ganon. That's his second. Ooh, third took the third. That's the third one. So you only need 1 more. Doing good job with Ganon. Oh, that's the wrong location. Needs to be careful. And oh no, the torch just went out last second. Oh no, Edda, Ganon, why? Right, let's see if Edda has a little bit more luck here while Jax takes care of Lamolas. see. Jack's doing beautiful work. Edda taking carefully here. Worst phase is gone over now for Edda. Still needs to play it carefully. Okay, he still has its potions, that's good. And we are working on getting Tweaky in here for an interview. While we have Edda on the last phase now. Again, hopefully without any issues from Ganon. Jax is going his way up. Edda is running a little bit low here on arrows. Hopefully that will not be an issue. And there we go. Get your GGs in chat for Edda. Finishing off Ganon. Edda has finished off as 3rd place on the restream with 17th place overall with a 2-hour official SRL time of 2 hours, 3 minutes and 43 seconds. GG's to Edda. Okay, so Jax is closing in on the Ganon fight. Let's see how it goes for Jax on this one. Okay, let's see how it goes here. Good position here. Working on the spin slashes. I think he has a potion. He sure does. Last phase for Jex. Get your GGs as well for a last runner on the restream. Jex referee for get your GGs for him. He's finished off his date with Ganon. And Jex finishing off with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, 13 seconds, and that's 18th place overall in the race. GG's all around. Let's see if we can get in our runners into interview. Just let's sit here and wait and see what happens. But we do have all of our runners finishing off. And I think we have Tweak in here. GG's to you, Tweak.
Well, thank you.
So, Tweak, what did you think about this seed you played?
It was a good seed actually. It was a sub 2 hour seed for sure, but I totally forgot early game about library and racing game, and I lost it there. I totally forgot to check. I never forget to check those two things. And now the flu just got me all the way in a different time zone, and I lost it there. I lost about 7 minutes to check about book or anything, unfortunately.
I mean, Tweak, I feel like you did a solid run either way, even though you forgot about the hammer library and all that, or if you didn't check it. You were the first runner to go into GT.
Yeah, I heard in the chat, you guys commentating that I was the first one in, but the fact that I died on Ice Palace boss, it pisses me off because I only had like sword number 1, no fire rod, nothing. I lost another 5 minutes there. I lost time west of Light World. I fell down 3 times on Moldorm, number 2. Oh, it was painful. It was a painful run.
Even though you might have taken some falls there, and unfortunately that was a big difference between you and Ravis that finished off in the first place, but even though that you died at Colster, you were still having a pretty good lead. You were the first one in Go mode, actually. So you were, even though with that, you played well.
Well, it's the job getting in, right? I'm trying to play more and more rando, and yeah, it's the job getting in. I tried to check some spot where I can get most item out of it instead of just dipping dungeon here and there and let's go do Spike Cave when I could do Ide Cave. I'll just go do Ide Cave instead. Stuff like that. It's the job getting in, and I'm really grateful for the community to restream and having those raids daily and stuff like that. I'm really grateful. It's really fun. It's fun to compete against other in a friendly way, and it's really fun. Fun community, fun game, fun stuff. Appreciate a lot.
Nice, Tweak. We are joined by Jex. GG's, man.
Well, if people want to know why I never run in any tournaments and only commentate, you have now learned why.
Yikes. Yeah, what do you feel about it?
I felt really good until that whole Turtle Rock thing. Cause right when I got all the crystals, went to Easter and got the first sword, which I'm assuming was the only sword. And then I basically decided, okay, well, Ether was in Swamp. I'm gonna gamble going to Mire because everyone would probably avoid getting the Ether medallion from Swamp until they needed it from Mire. And right as I was opening the door in Mire, I saw people finishing. It was like, there must be something in Turtle Rock because there's no way people are finishing this fast without people getting the sword early and doing Turtle Rock while they were on Death Mountain.
Yeah, it was kind of good, I guess, in the beginning for you guys, both you and Tweak. You got good items, and maybe took a little bit of a while there, but Jax, you were the first one going into at least going into a lot of places actually. You were the first one finding the hammer and the glove.
Yeah, like I said, I thought I was doing pretty well. It was just right until that point where we got stuck by the bow and then getting the sword. That was kind of the point where it was like, uh-oh. So,
yeah, pendant T-Rock has it all, always.
Yeah.
GG Jegs, by the way. Really appreciate running with
GG.
you.
Yeah, GG. So, but no, go ahead.
No, I was going to let you continue, so...
No, I mean, like I said, like I was pretty proud with the way I ran it, just right up until that very end. We're trying to find the bow for, well, essentially was go mode, because apparently, I don't know, did anyone find any swords other than the 2 that we found?
Actually, yes, there was one sword on the side, on the bow-locked side on the pod.
Oh. Okay.
So there was one more sword.
Okay.
But all of you guys finished on, let's see, on Master Sword, either way, because you guys... Yeah, I think it was only Edda that's going to join us here in a few seconds that went into pod and got that Master Sword.
I was afraid to go in GT with sword number 1, fighter sword. I was like, no, there must be something else. So I tried to find stuff. I went all around and I was like, pyramid. I did pyramid for no reason. I did a few stuff. I was like, hey, there's no sword at all. I just went in GT with sword number 1, fighter sword. I was like, wow, this is painful. This is painful to watch, painful to play on.
I planned on, like, had it gotten, well, I did it, actually, until I last locationed everything, but, I had planned on going into GT with Fighter Sword, because with how many locations were there, in the way the seed was set up, I just figured at some point, with how few swords we had, there had to be a sword somewhere.
Yeah, I did check GT, and I found the big key. I continued to try to find a tempered. After Rando Room, I stopped. Let's go with Master Sword. I'm really not used to do Ganon fight with Master Sword, but hey, whatever, let's go.
And we are joined by Edda. GG's.
GG, Edda.
Alright, might be some issues there, maybe? I will let you guys, if you guys have any final thoughts about this seed?
No, just shout out to the trackers and you guys for commentating and for Speed Gaming for putting me on. And once again, this is why I commentate and don't run. Well, alright, you guys all have a good day.
Jax, GG's, and don't beat you up too much. You did a pretty solid job.
Thanks. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Have a good evening, buddy.
Yeah, Tweak, do you have any final thoughts about this very fantastic seed you had the privilege to run?
Yeah, well, like Jack said, shout out to commentating, tracking, and speed gaming for Restream. Always appreciate it. This is the second time I get to get Restream, and really grateful for that. Really happy about it. And for those who's listened, hey, GT pending as it all.
Okay.
Sure does. Edda, GG's.
Hey, thank you, GG. I found the button I had to push to talk.
No worries. How did you feel about this seed, Edda?
The seed was, I mean, without the swords, there was only the one sword that was in logic. That was like at the end of the run. So, but other than that, I mean, it was a pretty generous seed. And I just played it poorly.
I mean, I wouldn't say you played poorly. You gained up a lot of time on our other runners on the restream because you were the only one at the one point that had a sword. Well, you and Tweak, because you sequence broke that that's only that sword in pod that nobody else wanted to go in and get.
Yeah, I mean, it's pendant pod. I figured something was going to be there, and I had a bottle, so of course I'm going to do the potion glitch. And I was lucky to find that sword, so that sword definitely helped out a bit.
What do you feel like? What, this is a good question I wanted to ask you. Like, what did you feel about that turtle rock that was just loaded with stuff? You never picked up the lamp. There was a lamp as well in turtle rock.
Yeah, well, I didn't need the lamp at that point. There was no more dark except for an Eastern, but that was pretty easy. And I should have been up there on the mountain earlier because I needed fire and bow for go mode so long ago. And I was kind of avoiding the mountain, hoping that it wasn't there. This way I didn't have to make another climb up the mountain. But as soon as I saw the bow and the big chest, I'm like, even if the lamp's there, it's not even going to help me at this point.
No, but Edda, do you feel like you could have done this differently this seed, or unless except going up to mountain a little bit later than the others did? But hey, you still managed to catch up a chunk of time.
Yeah, I got lucky with that. The go mode was good because I got the go mode for the rest of the dungeons anyway. Ice would have been nice, even though technically ice was out of logic because we didn't logically have a sword. But you know, I made some mistakes. I was trying to do dark rooms with no sword, and that's a real pain. I got a little lost in there, and I had to nope out of there, and that cost a lot of time. And then also at the end, I felt again. The last arrow hit, and had to redo that, and that cost a bit of time. So I mean, there was a bunch of things I could have done better, and routing could have been a little better, but I mean, it wasn't bad at all.
So, Edda, do you have any final thoughts or final words you want to get out of the system from a very weird seed, I would say?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that would have been nice is if we found another sword. Where was the first logical sword, though? Because you needed a sword technically to beat ice, right? No, you didn't need one to beat ice, but you needed one to go into Turtle Rock. So where was that other sword? Because I only got the one that was in Eastern and in TR. There was none in TR. So it was one in Eastern, and there was one in Pod. So you needed the bow to get Pod, and you needed a sword to open TR. So where was the other sword?
The only logical sword you guys had this seed was actually the one in Eastern Palace. The other one, when you got the bow, and the one you got, and then we actually found the last two swords inside of GT.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was, because it was in the big chest, the sword, so that didn't require the bow. All right. And then there was two more in GT. I figured as much.
So that was the only logical sword you guys had during the whole run, that fighter sword.
Yeah, I mean, fighter sword's not a fun thing, but, you know, it was nice that I got half magic for the Moth over there, so that made that easier rather than having to use hammer. But other than that, the sea was pretty nice. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too troll.
So, Edda, any other final words before we wrap stuff up here?
Nope, that's it. GG's. Thanks streaming me, restreaming me, and hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you, Edda. GG's. And that pretty much sums everything up. We do have more Link to the Past randomizer tournaments going on right now. We have a Link to the Past randomizer race right now. The league tournament on Speed Gaming 3 between the Titansmiths and Team 4K, 4th, and Forehead going on right now. And then we have a Link to the Past randomizer overworld glitches going on. And then we have more Link to the Past randomizer overworld glitches, and also Link to the Past daily race at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at Standard Seed. And as always, shoutouts to our amazing runners, Tweak1987, Ravis, Edam, I don't really know how to pronounce your names, I hope I did correctly, and Jex Refi, also a hard name for me to say, but also shout out to my 2 trackers, Obscure Jackal and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. And today on the commentary was me, Nielsen992. And with that, we're signing off. I will see you guys over a different channel, and have a good night.